let's talk about Inde Navarrette.
Okay.
Which I think everybody's great in this movie.
Yeah, I really
think her name has been the most talked about.
It's true.
And I think it's partially because of Amy Madigan and her weapons win.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of opened the door of like, oh, wait, this is kind of possible.
Yes, and the fact that this movie has very good word of mouth, we talked about it in the same, this is the weapons of 2026. Like, I don't know. Is Inde Navarrete in any Oscar conversation ever?
I think she is. I think she was better than Amy Madigan.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, she totally was.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Are you kidding me? She totally was.
So, Drew, I guess the next step for us is to direct a horror film.
Yeah, I guess that would be the pipeline.
What do we think about this current YouTube to horror movie director pipeline?
I think it's super interesting. It is weird that it's like kind of strictly horror, though.
Yeah,
I think that's what's the weirdest thing about it.
I doubt it is, but the people who are making it right now feel like the YouTube directors who went to horror. So.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, well, I guess that's only no, let me finish my thought.
Okay, finish your thought.
For those of you who don't know, this year we've had 2 YouTubers who've made horror movies. Last year we had 1. The Rocker Boys have made Talk to Me, which was a while ago, and then Bring Her Back, which was actually the first episode
we ever did on the podcast. Which you can actually watch. It might be bad. But.
Which is a while. Like, I still don't really understand why we did that first, but here we are.
Yeah.
And then this year we had Markiplier, which was a little kind of different scenario because he had tons of money and he just made a movie himself.
And it also, I think that movie got more of its traction off of its Markiplier than word of mouth.
Which is not bad. Like, great on Markiplier for doing that. But as opposed to like Rocka, which worked with A24, and then Curry Barker, which has now worked with Blumhouse.
And will work with A24 on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre reboot. Whatever. Markiplier
just kind of said, hey, I have tons of money and a super loyal fan base. Can I leverage this? And he did, and it was super successful. Yeah. So, congrats to him. Mm-hmm. But now we have Curry Barker making Obsession.
Yes. And I'm not going to lie, I barely knew who Curry Barker was. Once I watched this movie, I was like, I know this guy. Where do I know him from? It's half of his skits I've seen on Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
So, that's where I know him from. This movie is very, very good.
Very good.
I don't know. I think when it comes to this YouTube to horror pipeline, I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of creators. Obviously, we would maybe like to do something similar one day.
This is kind of the dream, actually.
And to hear that Curry Barker's 26, I'm like, oh, well, we got 3 years or 4 years or whatever.
Hey,
so,
I have
5 years. You have 5 years. So I'm excited for the future of horror. It seems like it's in good hands. I like the Philippou brothers. I like Curry Barker.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Backrooms with Kane Parsons, which is coming out.
Yeah, that's literally next week, too.
Yes.
Which is the same thing.
Really good month for horror. I didn't watch Hokum. I think that was his month.
didn't either, but everyone
said it was good.
Everyone said it was good.
I'm not a big horror guy, but I like this pipeline. I'm a fan of it. I'm hoping Backrooms is very good because
the hype is
there.
The
hype is there. I'd say all these people who are making this stuff need to keep it up. I'm excited because it makes it feel like a little bit more attainable. And also, I was watching some Curry Barker interviews, and he was saying, like, I liked directing this, and working on YouTube really helped me because I knew I knew horror fans better, is basically what he was saying. Yeah. Like, horror fans are smarter than you think, and through doing YouTube, he would make stuff and be like, I really don't know if they'll notice this, and everybody picks up on everything, is what he was saying. So it really helped him when it came to making Obsession later. I digress. I like this. I like this pipeline. I'm a fan of it. Obviously, as YouTubers, we're fans of it, but...
Yeah, I think this is great. I mean, we also talked about... What was the freaking movie we talked about? This is on the internet forever. I'm just myself.
I don't know.
What's that? It's the pink poster. We saw it.
We
reviewed it.
Two Sleepy People.
Two Sleepy People.
Yes.
That's also a similar vibe of like what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
which was a very interesting movie.
Super interesting.
Yes.
But this is obviously the dream for us, so we are very supportive of. Yeah. And I'm glad that like old Hollywood is waking up to like, it's feeling less and less gatekept.
Yes.
As every year has gone by.
Yes, I would.
Which I think is
agree.
Great.
Yeah.
Because I think it allows the most creative people to kind of rise to the top. Not as much as maybe it should, but more than it used to.
I do think small creators have a better chance of making it if they really perfect their craft through stuff like YouTube or other platforms. So I think it's really cool. I guess let's shift to Obsession itself.
Yeah.
First off, welcome back to Stole My Line, a Fireside film podcast.
This is not super late in the episode.
I know. I'm Grant.
I'm Drew.
And we're talking about Obsession, directed by Curry Barker, starring a bunch of really great actors, apparently.
Yeah,
which
phenomenal.
Is cool. Really, really cool. I mean, tell me about your experience watching this movie and what you thought.
So, yeah, I went at super late at night, which I didn't really want to do because I don't love seeing horror movies. This was like at midnight. Told Grant to come with me. He did not.
I said no.
He said no. He said, I'm going to bed. But it was a super packed theater, which was really fun because, it's just fun to be in like a horror movie with a lot of people because you get the reactions.
Yes.
And, there was this one girl who any tense moment she'd be like, no, 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 and just like freaking out. It's just so funny. But yeah, I was tense this movie. There was a couple scenes, we're not going to get into spoilers yet, but a couple scenes where I was
pretty crazy.
Like squeezing my fists.
Yeah.
This rough. Is probably one of those tense movies I've seen maybe in theaters. I don't think I've seen a ton of horror movies in theaters.
We watched Talk to Me and Bring Her Back.
And like Centers, but like I don't know if that really counts as
horror.
Not
really. I haven't seen a ton of horror movies in theaters, and every single time it's been because Drew's told me to go see this horror movie in theaters. So
but yeah, I loved this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought this movie was very, very well made. I'm not a horror guy. Not gonna lie. I watched like the middle chunk of this movie through my fingers.
Yeah.
And that's just that's how it goes for me. So I kind of want to read y'all what I have been watching recently for you guys to know what kind of movie mood I was in going into Obsession. So let me just pull this up.
This is going to be hilarious.
These are my recently watched movies. I'll just start a few movies ago. We went through our Star Wars marathon, so I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then I watched the original Star Wars trilogy, Sheep Detectives, finished the Star Wars trilogy out, watched Princess Mononoke, great movie. Started the sequels, so I watched Force Awakens. I watched Hacksaw Ridge randomly for the first time.
Oh, good movie.
I watched The Last Jedi: Rise of Skywalker. I watched Punisher: One Last Kill.
Yep,
I rewatched My Neighbor Totoro. I watched Princess Diaries with my fiance. I watched Meet the Parents, which is a great, very funny Ben Stiller movie. And then I watched Obsession.
Princess Diaries, Meet the Parents to Obsession.
It was
might be one of the hardest
crazy
pivots
run
in cinema.
Yeah. So when Drew was like, "Hey, we got to go watch Obsession," I was like, "Oh, I'm not in that mood," which is okay. I am a man, and I was telling myself that in the theater. I'm an adult man, and I can handle this movie.
I can do this.
It
is tense.
Yeah, I went early in the morning, and it was helpful for my cortisol levels that day. But it was a good, great movie. Despite watching it through my fingers, I really thought, wow, it's really well made, very well thought out, all the things.
I think, technically, from, a cinematic perspective,
yes,
really, really, really well done.
It looks great. The performances are great, which is, I think, what people are going to talk about.
Yeah.
It's kind of what people are talking about the most with this movie, which we'll dive into on this episode. We'll get there. But I left this movie feeling like, oh, I probably just watched The Weapons of 2026.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I personally think it's better than Weapons, but that can be a debate in the comments.
Yeah, let's talk about it right now.
Okay.
What does this movie do well, without diving into spoilers, that Weapons doesn't, if you're pitting these two against each other? Because they feel similar culturally.
They do feel similar. I think Weapons is more of a novelty, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but the structure feels like the thing that's interesting about Weapons.
Yes.
The plot is a little interesting.
Performances are very good in that movie too.
The plot is not really anything we haven't seen. The kids and the running is a little iconic and different, but not to a degree enough to make me be like, oh wow, that's a super unique plot.
I think the mystery of Weapons works very well. I would say that is
100%.
Probably one of the strongest parts of the movie for me, of how does this work?
And I think the way they tell this story with they use 6 different perspectives is super interesting.
Yes, it is very well made.
But I think once you watch that once or twice, you're like, okay, I
kind of understand.
I kind of get Weapons, and I don't. I watch Weapons every day, and that's probably a problem. But I think with Obsession, the themes are deeper than Weapons, and there's lots of. I think the rewatch potential for Obsessions is higher than Weapons.
Yeah, I would agree. I think also the performances in Obsession are, while there are less performances and they are smaller actors who are not very well known right now, are just as strong. And this movie feels, for all that it is, pretty realistic.
Yeah.
So, or at least the performances do. So, I think I will loosely agree with your Weapons take. I think Weapons will probably be a little more culturally iconic long term.
And yeah, I mean, you got Gladys in there, and she's
Amy Madigan won the Oscar, which again we'll talk about when we talk about Inde Navarrette. But
that'd be crazy if we had 2 horror movies go back to back for Best Supporting Actress.
It's a possibility, but the fact that it won an Oscar in an acting category is very crazy for Weapons in general.
I'm still kind of pissed about, but that's okay.
I think it's awesome.
I'll get over myself.
It's just like a very interesting cultural space that Weapons occupies that I don't know if Obsession will get there, but I think this could be a better movie than Weapons, potentially. So,
I think I like it better, but that could just be me.
Okay. Anything, I guess, technically about the movie, non-spoiler, that you liked?
Whoever the DP was, I freaking destroyed it. Cinematography was so good in this movie. Good. The use of light and then the use of not light was awesome.
Very, very good.
There's a couple shots. I'm not going to say, like, spoilers, but the scene where he wakes up and then it's just a still frame of, like, half of his bedroom.
Oh, my gosh.
And you don't know where anything is.
Absolutely terrifying.
Holy frick.
It is absolutely terrifying.
It is terrifying.
It's pretty rough.
That was probably the most tense moment of the movie for me. I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
And then I hear voices, and I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I know. I felt very much the same way that this movie, the sound design was really great.
Great.
Like, great soundtrack, great building of tension. I think this movie builds tension, I mean, as every horror movie does, through the cinematography and then through the sound design and just the pacing in general. And I think this movie really excels in that area. So, like, if you want an hour and a half of the movie to be a tense experience, you're going to get that. So, I thought that was great.
And I think another thing, kind of DP, is, like, you don't see her face a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I think makes it even more scary.
I would completely agree.
Yeah.
I think ultimately this movie is I left this feeling like this movie is very solid, very well made.
Yeah, very good.
Hard to poke holes in. And I think that was the vibe that I got from Obsession overall of like I like this movie. If I have any critiques, they're more like I don't even know if they're critiques, if you could classify them as that, which we can talk about that in spoilers, but I don't have a ton of issues with this movie as a whole. Besides, like, I'm not a big horror guy, so was what it was.
I really liked it. I think if you like horror and you like, kind of this vibe,
yes,
very much.
This is right up your alley.
100%.
Yeah. I guess. Do you want to talk about our rating, or is there anything else you'd like to?
Yeah,
let's
into? Rate this thing.
Okay. If you're new to our channel, by the way, thanks for being here. We have this rating system that I don't know. I think this is a very cool rating system that we do. We have 5 options for a movie and where we can slot it into, and it's not necessarily the quality of the movie, although there's a correlation. It's kind of what is the best way to experience this movie for the common audience member. That is buy it on Blu-ray. That is watch it in a movie theater. Let's watch it on streaming. That's watch it for free on streaming, and then that's avoid it with every fiber of your being. Where are you feeling this one, Sauce and Drew?
I'm kind of torn because I think this movie is the quality of this movie is Blu-ray.
I would agree.
I would agree. And like craft, but the theater experience was awesome.
I would say I'm gonna say theater.
I think that's where I'll probably land.
I think there's something about buying well-made movies on Blu-ray. Like, obviously, people should do that, but for this movie specifically, go watch this in a packed theater on the second weekend.
Yeah,
because I think word of mouth is pretty good on this movie.
Word of mouth is pretty good. I also think if you like horror, you could probably add this to your collection and it would be a solid addition.
Yeah.
To your Blu-ray.
I'm not a big horror guy, so this one will probably not be at the top of my Blu-ray list, but I would think about buying it. So that's a pretty good.
I might buy it. I'll probably buy it.
That's a pretty good step for me as a non-horror fan. But yeah, I think I feel good about that.
Yeah, I think it's good.
All right, let's dive into spoilers.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about first?
I think we got to talk about performances.
Okay, you want to start there?
Well, where do you want to start?
Well, the story, but let's talk about.
No,
let's talk about performances first because I feel like that's the real buzz.
If you're here, you know the story.
Yes.
You've seen the movie.
Let's talk about Inde Navarrette.
Okay.
Which I think everybody's great in this movie.
Yeah, I
think her name has been the most talked about.
It's true.
And I think it's partially because of Amy Madigan and her Weapons win.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think this kind of opened the door of like, oh, wait, this is kind of possible.
Yes, and the fact that this movie has very good word of mouth, we talked about it in the same, this is the Weapons of 2026. Like, I don't know. Is Inde Navarrette in any Oscar conversation ever?
I think she is. I think she was better than Amy Madigan.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Oh, she totally.
I'm not
was.
sure
She
how I feel about that.
Are you kidding me? She totally was. The amount of depth she had.
There are different things that they're doing.
That's true. That is true.
I still think it's very great. Like, in a weird way, as a supporting actress in the movie, because she's not the lead, she carries the movie. Which, I mean, you see all the time, but I really think that she carried this movie. So, she's the one that if you want to go watch a fun, really cool performance, Inde Navarrette is the one that you're going to go see. Everybody else is great, but she's the reason to come to this movie.
I mean, she has a lot of depth in her character, and I think it'd be really easy to play this role one note of like,
yes,
you just freak out the entire time. But I don't think she did that.
Some people would categorize it as that, but I do think that there's more going on here. Like, there are obvious layers of control and stuff going on that she is showing on screen that are super interesting.
Yeah,
and it's also credits the writing. The writing is very good.
Writing is very good,
and so it gives her a little more of a vehicle to have fun with this performance. But
yeah, I mean, she was freaking creepy. She was terrifying.
I think if she were to get nominated anywhere, it would and should be Best Supporting Actress, which is arguably, this sounds bad, but like it's kind of always a weaker category than Best Actress. That sounds bad, but like, I think that she could get a nomination, and then the race is the race, and maybe she'll win. I don't know, but I'd love to see her get a nomination.
I'm trying to think of any other crazy supporting actresses this year.
Well, we just don't know. I mean, we haven't seen Odyssey, and who knows?
Odyssey.
Who knows what's going to happen with the supporting category right now? A lot of the art movies that will get nominated for Oscars haven't really come out. So
true,
but I'd love to see her.
Currently, she's the front runner for me.
I would agree, but I don't have literally anybody else slotted in that category at all. So.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that she's very, very great. So
she's great.
Can't hate it all. I like that horror has a little bit of a Oscars platform now.
I know. I also like that horror's getting more and more depth.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it always has, but like we're leaving the stage of trashy horror, and
I would say modern horror has a really good place in cinema right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, yes, it might be a little more of a sleeper genre, but I'd still say it's in a really good spot. So,
yeah, I agree.
You're getting smoked out right now.
I can't see. Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the story.
Okay.
And I want to talk about the themes of the story, because you mentioned that there's like thematic depth, but the story itself, maybe what were the moments that, I don't know, were scariest? Is that the best?
Yeah, okay.
Maybe the moments that you were like, I cannot watch this, because I have 3 or 4.
The scene where he wakes up and Nikki's not in bed, and Nikki's like, I just like to watch you sleep. So that scene's terrifying. The car scene, gross, vile, horrible, so
Disgusting.
scary. That jump scare was wild, and then you're just like in this shell shock moment of like, oh my gosh. Like, you knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah.
You knew Sarah was going to die.
Yes.
But the way she died was brutal.
Yeah, I like how Curry Barker plays with, like, we know Sarah's going to die here. And the horror becomes not, is she going to die? It's how is she going to die?
Yeah.
Like, how long are we going to hold out this tense moment? Everything.
Oh, it was so sad, too, because she got accepted to art school.
Yes.
Oh, like, it's tragic.
It is so tragic. That was definitely I think it's just really great filmmaking there. And I would say anytime Bear goes back to the house, I'm just like, please no.
Oh, it's like, and like, I thought halfway through this movie, I'm like, this movie is not letting up, because it's like, we're at the music shop for like 2 minutes, we're at the house for 10, and I know it's a horror movie, I know that's the point, but I was like, let's go back to go talk to Ian, go find Ian.
It's not just jump scares too, like, there is different kinds of horror this plays with, specifically like the lunch cat thing.
Oh my gosh.
Just the horror of that and like
nasty.
the disgust, and it's not a jump scare at all, but it is just like, oh my gosh, that is disgusting kind of horror.
I went into the movie kind of hungry, and I'm glad I went in hungry, because I was like, if I was full, this could be a dangerous game for me.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
that was gross.
Pretty gross. I think too, like, there was one moment that it was terrifying, but it wasn't that scary, if that makes sense. But like when he's talking to Nikki in the house when she's, under the Willow control, and he turns around and the music swells and he's looking at something and he has the most horrified look on his face, and you have no idea what he's looking at.
Yeah.
And then the camera finally turns around and we're looking at the duct tape door. Like
Yeah,
that moment of horror of like, what am I about to watch? I don't know, but it's not a jump scare, but it's just so, it's very well made.
I mean, the way this movie plays with tension is absolutely incredible.
Yes, so all those moments are great. I think I liked when some of the tension cut towards the end of it. Like, I mean, obviously there was tension throughout the whole thing, but like, I liked when it finally got violent, and I feel like, okay, we are in the action violence part of this movie where it's a little less horror. And
I will say this movie is also kind of funny.
I saw
in
somebody,
like a dark way, but there are funny moments.
I saw somebody talking about this kind of in the same vein of Weapons, of like, in Weapons, this is a Weapons spoiler, so if you don't want it, skip it. But the scene at the end where the kids run out and like tear Amy Madigan apart, glass apart, like gross, disgusting. But like the scene itself is kind of funny.
It's played for comedy,
and it's like it's such an absurd concept that makes sense within the universe, but like I don't know, it's funny. But I felt like the same way, specifically the moment when he's like, I wish for $1 billion, and the money just starts pouring out, and you're like, it's funny, but like I don't feel like laughing right now.
Also, like, why did you just do that?
It makes sense with his character though.
100%.
Like it's funny. I do think that there is some hilarious horror in here, in a good way.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the ending?
I really liked it.
I did too.
I liked it a lot, actually.
It kind of had a little bit of Romeo and Juliet vibes.
A little bit, yeah.
Specifically like the Baz Luhrmann one of like, oh, this is the moment of finally we're together through this terrible wish spell thing, and then he dies in her arms, and it's like,
I mean, it was also so like you just feel horrible for Nikki.
And then she wakes up.
She wakes up and she's just crying.
Oh my!
It's like it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
and also the fact that the credits
roll to her crying.
Oh my gosh!
It's screaming.
That's so good.
It's great. It is a very great, very disturbing ending.
It's very disturbing. But like when you hear, I mean, like the ending, because you know that the tension point is gonna be, how does he get out of this situation? Does he kill himself, basically?
And the movie sets it up of like, the only way this can end for her is like, if you die, or if she dies. But the movie's like, no, if you die.
So then he takes all those pills, and you're like, I mean, I thought he was just gonna die.
That was such a hard scene to watch, just thematically. It was
super hard,
very difficult to watch.
But then you hear the snap, and you're like, oh my gosh!
And I knew I saw that one coming.
I didn't. I was completely...
because if she was going to make a wish, I didn't know like the time, but I knew if she's going to make a wish, it's going to be for him to love her as much as... Right. It's great writing. But when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, he just did it. And here we are. And he was about to vomit up all these pills. So, crazy moment.
Yeah, it was insane.
Everything's kind of set up in a good way. Like, everything makes sense. Nothing really comes too far out of left field. Like the pills were set up from the beginning of the movie and everything. Yeah. So... Great stuff. I had one other question, but I can't remember. Oh well. I guess my last question is like, we talk a lot about the Nugget of Truth on Stole My Line. Like, what is this movie saying about life, or what can you take from this movie? A lot of movies don't have it. Whatever. Some movies do.
Obviously, there is the be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
It is
to the extreme.
Most obvious thing.
To the extreme.
But I do think there's lots of commentary of like, what do you hold most important and why are you holding it most important in your life? I think Curry Barker literally said this on an interview. I watched like an hour and a half podcast with him. I played Minecraft last night and I watched
awesome.
Curry Barker
That's actually so peak.
But he's basically said, he's like, why, like, we have all these things on pedestals. Why do we have them on pedestals? Is that beneficial to our lives?
Yes. Which I think is good. Like,
yeah, I think it's I'm like crying right
now.
now.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I've had my fair share of the smoke in the eyes. I think another theme for me, it's specifically about like fantasies and relationships, and like Bear at some points could have just like I mean, you see him at the start when he's calling the number and he's like, can I just alter the wish?
Yeah,
he's not like,
I know.
He doesn't really even feel bad for her. Like, he's kind of holding on to this relationship that he knows is like...
It's dark.
He knows is not a real relationship at all. And he's kind of asking her, and it takes him a while to really come to terms with, like, this isn't a real relationship. I need to get out of this. It takes him way too long.
I know, but then there's the scene, and this is the scene that I was like... That added a lot of depth to Bear and made him not the typical protagonist of like I feel like in horror it's like you have a likable protagonist enough who gets in a terrible situation and you're like, okay, I want you to get out because
Yes.
I like you enough.
Yes.
When Nikki wakes up, the real Nikki, and is like, can you kill me?
Oh my gosh.
And then he said,
oh, that scene was terrifying.
he's like, is it really so bad to be with me? That was his line. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Like Bear is, you understand
he's not a great
him,
guy.
but he's not like, he's incredibly selfish.
Yes. And when he dies at the end, you're kind of like, well, he kind of got, in a sense, what he wished for. Like,
I know, like,
and like you want him to get out of the situation, but then again, you kind of don't, and it's good writing there too.
I think it's great writing.
I do think like if it's directed at somebody, if there's a moral of the story for somebody, like, hey, to the, I don't know, teenage to 20s-year-old guy, who if you have this one girl on this relationship pedestal, like, oh
Right.
man, if I could just be with her, like, let go of that, and also don't like idolize her or that relationship, or put it on a pedestal because it, well, in a horror sense, like it could really not do well for you, but like it's like I think that there is a demographic that is kind of saying this type of person is not a great person.
I mean, I even think of like, even if you get it, and like hypothetically, if you got your wish, and this
your
theme
dream relationship
is explored the movie really well. Of like, I think he comes to terms with the fact of like, she loves me more than anything, and I do not like this.
Yes.
Like, obviously, it's played to 11, but there's a moment of like, he's like, just be normal, like be Nikki.
Yes.
Like, we need to have a little bit of conflict here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think this, like, I feel like you know people who are kind of similar to this, and you can point and
I've
be
seen
like,
a lot of comments on Instagram and Letterboxd saying, I know 4 people in this exact
I know
relationship.
exactly that relationship, but it's just turned to 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it is explored really well.
Yes, I would agree. So, this was the question really quick that I remembered just now. So, Curry Barker said, if we were to continue this as a franchise in any way.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this.
He thought it could be cool to do kind of a series that like that's not really connected at all, and it's just each episode is a different one shot of one of the Willow wishes, and maybe he directs the pilot, and different directors do their take on like one of these wishes, and everything goes south for different characters, different situations. Is that a good continuation of this world, and would you want to watch that?
I think I would be down. I mean, we were talking off camera, and you compared this to Black Mirror.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can get into that, but
which I think if it went down this path, it would just be another anthology show with a gimmick, which is what Black Mirror is.
But I don't think it's necessarily bad.
No, I like Black Mirror. Like, that's not bad. I think I would be super down. I don't know if this will be possible, but if we could get the freaking Infinity Gauntlet of horror directors, you throw
my gosh,
Zach Kreger in there, you get Jordan Peele in there, you get
it would be really cool to get like the horror Avengers now.
Like that would be, and like, I mean this avenue is so interesting to play with like human desire and kind of just like
greed and
how this all plays into the modern world. I mean, I think that there's lots of rich stuff that is possible there.
I'm going to say this. I don't think I want the horror Avengers. I mean, I do.
Okay.
But I think I would rather actually have Curry Barker just curate a bunch of YouTube horror creators and just get like the Avengers of YouTube horror.
I think that would be sick too.
Have them each do an episode. Get eight of them. I think that could be sick. And maybe also carry on this spirit of the YouTube to horror pipeline now.
Yeah.
But I would take, you know, I don't know, Robert Eggers doing one of these too. Like
that would be wild.
It would be wild, but I don't know if they would do it, but I think it could be really cool to see different takes on the One Wish Willow. So
yeah, I
would be for it. I did leave this movie too thinking there was a little bit like a Black Mirror episode extended into 2 hours. I mean, that's not necessarily bad, but like,
I think solely because it is kind of gimmicky. Yes, I agree, but like, I don't think it's bad. I like the gimmick.
Yeah, it is this like if this thing existed, what would happen? Right. And I know it's like less tech based. Black Mirror tends to be more tech based, but that's the only thing I had, which was maybe a critique, but like that's pushing it if it's a critique. I don't think it's really a critique, but I don't know anything else you want to talk about with Obsession.
If you haven't seen it and you made it this far, A, we spoiled everything for you, so I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yeah.
B, you should go see it.
Yes. Shout out Mr. Boone, DDM Studios, and Jobhausen, all of whom recommended this movie to us. Had we not had it recommended, we might not review it. So
Yeah, it was like on the second one where I'm like, Grant, we got to go see this movie.
yeah, I actually had two other people, Jackson Hovis and Riley Mize, both text me saying, dude, I just watched Obsession. You have to go see it. So
And I'm glad I did. It was great.
Yes, very good experience. Sorry we're late on this one. I don't know. I guess I have one final question for you, Drew.
What's your final question?
So if you're new to Stole My Line, we have this question that we ask for new movies. It's called the party question. And usually it kind of goes like, hey, if you're at a party and this movie's on in the background, are you sitting down to watch it? That's not the question this time. We're altering it.
Oh.
Drew, you have been at a chill birthday party.
Okay.
And you're part of this closer friend group who's staying after the party.
Yeah.
And people are saying, hey, let's watch a horror movie.
Okay.
Are you recommending Obsession?
100%.
Is that the first one you're recommending?
Probably.
As of right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be.
And are you like, oh, we'll have it on, and like, but if people want to go to bed, or are you kind of like, no, you were staying up for this
No,
whole
I
movie?
think I would be like, you got to stay up and watch this movie.
Okay. All right. That answers. That's the horror version of the party.
If
question.
people are down to watch a horror movie, I'm not going to force anyone to watch like a horror movie just because I know that's not everyone's cup. Well, unless your name is Grant Crenshaw.
It's not my cup of tea.
Like, I know it's not everyone's thing. But if they're like, I want to watch a horror movie, I'm like, all right, we're watching Obsession. But I'm not watching Obsession. I'm watching you watch Obsession.
I think I would enjoy this a lot more. I obviously enjoy horror more when I know the scary
The
moments.
second time around is always more manageable.
Yes, so I like when I rewatched Weapons, I enjoyed it a little bit more because I knew what was coming, which is silly to say. But I think if I watched this with friends the second time, I'd be like, this is great.
Watching horror movies with friends that you've already seen,
It's a better,
it's so much fun.
especially if there's one or two people who have not seen it and they just like
They're just so
you are
tense
so
the
excited
entire-
to see their jump. Like, oh man,
It's so great.
I'm excited to maybe. Wow, there's a bird.
There's a
that just-
bird.
I hope that was on camera.
I hope
It
that was in
probably
frame
wasn't.
too.
Wow, there's some wildlife here. We do this outside. But yeah, I am excited to watch this maybe a second time with some friends. So
Yeah, I agree.
we'll see. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here? What we got coming up next?
We got Mando and Grogu come out tomorrow.
Yes.
So this is the culmination of everything we talked about for like 3 weeks.
Yes.
Will it be good?
Who knows?
We don't know yet.
Who knows?
Probably not.
The Rotten Tomatoes is not very favorable right now.
Nothing is promising about this movie.
Nope.
But yeah, we got Rotten Tomatoes. No, not Rotten Tomatoes. We have Mando and Grogu.
Yes. We have Star Wars Hot Takes Part 2
Yep.
and maybe 3. So
Wow.
if
We have
you-
enough for 3?
Maybe. Let's see how much we get through on the second one. But if you have a Star Wars hot take, we're doing a sequel episode to our hit Star Wars Hot Takes episode.
Yep.
So go comment that below. We have Backrooms next week. We're also doing a fun kind of throwback movie that people have recommended to us
True.
that I'm excited for.
We're not going to tell you what it is, though.
Nope, we are not. So we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline. I am traveling, so we'll be a little late on Backrooms, but we're going to make sure we get content out for y'all.
We're also going to do Spider Noir.
Yes, so
Which
that's
just kind of popped up on the radar.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming out, but I didn't know it was coming out.
I did not know it was coming
Next
out this
week.
soon. So, yes, we're going to do that as well. So, if you like anything movie, TV related at all, we probably got you.
Yep.
And if you have suggestions too, send them our way.
Yeah,
we might
for
actually
sure.
get around to it.
This
So,
was a suggestion.
yeah. Hit that subscribe button and take a break.
And enjoy film.